Welcome to Fundamentals of your first month with your virtual assistants. The first thing that you need to think about is ensuring that the cultural fit is right. So in your first week, you really should be spending lots of time with your VAs, ensuring that they understand a lot about you personally. Where do you live? Where's your office? Who's in your family unit? Who's in your extended family unit and your friends? What do you do in your spare time? What are your hobbies? And you should be asking them all of the same sort of questions. Get a real intimate knowledge of them, their surroundings, and their style of life in comparison to yours, and try and bridge that cultural gap. It's really also important, so that's number one. Number two is really helping your team understand why you do what you do. Not just what you do, but why you do it. If you're not familiar with Simon Sinek, then maybe Google him, and he's got some great YouTube videos on starting with why. The third thing I recommend all advisors and any business owner does with their first VAs is try to ensure that you're only utilising them around 50% of their time for their first week, then 55% for their second week, third week it goes to 60%, etc. So that your new staff have got plenty of time to absorb, re-watch or re-listen to videos or instruction manuals or procedures manuals, and not feel like that you're rushing them too quickly. If the impression early on is that you're rushing them, then that's going to be a lasting impression that they're going to have even in 3 or 4 months when you feel like you're not rushing them. They'll still have the mindset that you're the sort of person that will be rushing them to get jobs done all the time. The next one, the biggest I think, is teaching your staff to always think about what next. So let's say you're asking them to do a certain task, and let's say that it's responding to an email from a client. Then you should be asking them, great, so you've responded to them, what next? So the what next could be filing the email into a CRM, or it could be setting a task to follow up that client if you've asked them a few questions in, say, 2 or 3 days' time if they haven't responded, or it could be, a follow-up task could be to let you know. So it's always important that we teach VAs to always think about what are the next 1, 2, 3, or even 4 steps after they do a particular task. That way we can break the old mode that they might have been in, where they might have just been performing one particular function for their previous employer, and they may not have done anything else thereafter. Okay, the final thing that I think you need to do is have a plan in place. So we've got a document that we call What Success Looks Like, and it maps out all of the tasks the VA may do, and then it identifies how they're performing at that task, the training duration of that task, and any notes as to how they're going. So we might use that on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis with virtual assistants so that we can be transparent with them and they can be transparent with us around how they're improving their performance on certain tasks. And it ensures that we as business owners don't give new tasks for a staff member to learn until at least they're meeting the expectations and standards of the current set of tasks that we've given them. So there you go. That wraps up the tips from me on the fundamentals of your first month with your new VA team. Thanks everyone. Bye.